Hello, my dear students. It's my pleasure to teach you today. Our lesson is for grade 11 students. It's going to be based on focus on, and it's going to be reading and a little bit of grammar. Please prepare your notes, and I'll be with you right after a short break. Welcome back, my lovely students. As I have mentioned earlier, we will be learning today about focus on. It's in your student's book, page 74. We will be dealing with reading comprehension and a little bit of grammar, which is prepositions. Let's start our lesson. Reading comprehension has 4 different parts. As you can see, the first part is choose the correct answer from A, B, C, and D. The second part is questions with reference to the passage. Third, summary making. And finally, translation. Look at these 2 pictures. Are they familiar? Okay, the first one over here is a newspaper, and it's written Kuwait Times. The second one is a man. Do you think there's a connection between them? Yes, there is a connection. This person is Yusuf Saleh Al-Alayan, and he's the one who founded Kuwait Times. Let's read and learn more about both of them. Let's read together. Kuwait Times is an institution every Kuwaiti can feel proud of. Founded on September 24th, 1961, by Yusuf Saleh Al-Alayan, Kuwait Times was the first English-language newspaper in the Gulf. Al-Alayan founded the paper with the intention of providing reliable, reputable, and incisive reporting in English for readers throughout Kuwait. Al-Alayan also wanted to present a positive image of Kuwait abroad and believed that the best way to do that was by launching a media outlet in a language spoken throughout the world. What do you think the language they're talking about? It's English language. Let's move on to the second paragraph. Kuwait Times continued to innovate and push the boundaries of journalism within Kuwait. Developments have included the addition of Junior and Friday Times. Junior is a pull-out concerned with issues dear to Kuwait's youth, which combines news with educational material and details of up-and-coming events. Friday Times, launched on April 1st, 2005, is a 40-page weekly tabloid, the first of its kind in Kuwait. It delivers riveting content on culture, entertainment, politics, science and technology, and also provides a forum for debate and discussion on issues ranging from sport to business. Let's read the third paragraph. Please follow with me. Born in 1932, Al-Alayan received a degree in politics and economics in London in 1955 and served as a diplomat in France for a while. In 1961, after returning to Kuwait, he founded Kuwait Times. He also was one of the founding members of the Kuwait Journalists Association. The abbreviation for it is KJA, and held the chairmanship from 1978 to 1985, and again from 1990 to 1992. Al-Alayan also spoke several languages, including Arabic, English, French, Italian, and Persian. Al-Alayan saw a free press as a fundamental necessity for a functioning democracy and hailed Kuwait's long tradition of free speech and freedom. Finally, our last paragraph. He died on December 5th, 2007, at the age of 75. Tributes to him poured in from media, political, and business figures throughout the world. Sheikh Sabah al-Khalid al-Sabah stated that Kuwait has lost one of its patriotic sons who contributed to the building of Kuwait journalism and the establishment of KJA. However, Al-Alayan's memory lives on in the form of Kuwait Times and the proud legacy of journalistic endeavor he helped to create. Now, my lovely students, let's begin our questions. The best title for the passage would be, we have 4 choices. What do you think is the best title? Let's read them together. Newspapers and magazines, journalism, Kuwait Times and Yusuf Saleh Al-Alayan, Kuwait Journalists Association. Read them again and try to think about which is the suitable title. Is it newspapers and magazines? No. What do you think? Correct, it's Kuwait Times and Yusuf Saleh Al-Alayan. Let's move on to the second question. What does the pronoun it refer to? Again, we have 4 options, which are Kuwait Times, Friday Times, Junior, and magazines. Let's go back and read together. We have it, which is circled. Let's read the sentence before it. From Friday Times. Friday Times, launched on April 1st, 2005, is a 40-page weekly tabloid, the first of its kind in Kuwait. It delivers riveting content on culture. So what is it? What do you think? Yes, it is Friday Times. So our answer here is, what does the pronoun it refer to? Well done, Friday Times. Our last question in this first part is, what is the antonym of launch? First of all, you have to know what launch is in order to answer this question. What does it mean? It means to start, yes, to begin. So over here, the word antonym means the opposite of this word. So what is the opposite of launch? Is it to begin, finish, start, or introduction? It's finish. Excellent. Well done, who have got it correct. Now, let's move on with our second part in our reading comprehension. Let's read the question together. What do you know about Kuwait Times? Think about it. What do you know about it? Okay, let's have a look. We have, it's founded on September 24th, 1961 by Yusuf Saleh Al-Alayan. What else? What do you see in this paragraph? Okay, it was the first English language newspaper. So over here, when we are going to write our answers, we have to make it in a full sentence. We will start our sentence by saying, Kuwait Times was the first English newspaper in the Gulf. It was launched by Yusuf Saleh Al-Alayan in 1961. Now let's move on to our next question. Why did Yusuf Saleh Al-Alayan launch Kuwait Times? Why do you think people make newspapers? Why do you think they usually make or publish newspapers? Okay, to write news about their country, other people. So why do you think he wrote it? He wanted to present a positive image of Kuwait abroad and believed that the best way is by launching a media outlet. He also wanted to provide a reliable, reputable, and incisive reporting abroad through Kuwait Times. Let's move on to our last question in this part. How is Friday Times and Junior different? These are two different magazines. What's the difference between them? We have to mention what is which or what is each. Friday Times is a 40-page weekly tabloid, and Junior is a pull-out concerned with issues to Kuwait's youth. You have to mention what is which. Our third part in our reading comprehension, which is the summary making. Remember that in summary, when you want to write your summary, do not write in points. You should have it as a whole, one paragraph. In not less than 4 sentences, summarize the information about Yusuf Saleh Al-Alayan in paragraph 3. Over here, they mentioned which paragraph. So let's look at together the paragraph and let's find the information they want us to summarize. What do we have here? We have that he received a degree in what? Politics and economics. What other information? He founded Kuwait Times. What else? What can you find? Okay, he's also one of the founding members of Kuwait Journalists Association. What's the 4th point? What do you think? He knows what? He knows and he spoke several languages. And you can mention what are the different languages. Now, let's write our summary. Remember, do not write it in different or separate points. In not less than 4 sentences, summarize the information about Yusuf Saleh Al-Alayan in paragraph 3. What do we have? Yusuf Al-Alayan was a famous Kuwaiti journalist, politician, and economist. He was the founder of Kuwait Times. He was one of the founders of Kuwait Journalists Association. Al-Alayan also spoke several languages, including Arabic, English, French, Italian, and Persian. My lovely students, we're going to move on to our 4th part in our reading comprehension, which is translation. As you know, the translation has 2 different parts, translating from English to Arabic and vice versa, Arabic to English. With reference to the passage, translate the following sentences into good Arabic. Let's read together. Kuwait Times is an institution every Kuwaiti can feel proud of. Founded on September 24th, 1961 by Yusuf Saleh Al-Alayan, Kuwait Times was the first English-language newspaper in the Gulf. Al-Alayan founded the paper with the intention of providing reliable, reputable, and incisive reporting in English for readers throughout Kuwait. When you want to translate, remember, you do not translate word by word. Arabic is different and English is different as well. So when you want to translate, read the whole sentence as a whole and then translate it. It has to have the same meaning, but not word by word. Let's have a look. We have the first sentence. Kuwait Times is an institution every Kuwaiti can feel proud of. What's the translation? Let's read it together. Kuwait Times هي مؤسسة يمكن لكل كويتي الشعور بالفخر بها. So here we have founded on September 24th, 1961 by Yusuf Saleh Al-Alayan. What's the translation? تأسست في 24 سبتمبر 1961 على يد يوسف صالح العليان. Let's look at the sentence in English. Kuwait Times was the first English language newspaper in the Gulf. Kuwait Times كانت الجريدة الأولى في الخليج العربي التي تصدر باللغة الإنجليزية. Do you see and can you look at the translation? It's not every single word, but it has exactly the same meaning. Let's move on. Our second sentence, العليان founded the paper with the intention of providing reliable, reputable, and incisive reporting in English for readers throughout Kuwait. Think about it. Try translating it by yourselves. Okay, let's read the answer together. أسس العليان الجريدة بهدف توفير تقارير معتمدة ومفيدة باللغة الإنجليزية للقارئ في أنحاء الكويت. Now you get it? Okay. Now we have the second part of our translation. This is Arabic into good English. Read it carefully and then translate it. Let's have a look at the first one. سعود، من المعروف أن لوسائل الإعلام تأثيراً كبيراً على المجتمع باعتبارها الركيزة الرابعة للديمقراطية. سهام، بالتأكيد هناك آثار إيجابية وسلبية. Now, as we read it, what do you think can be the translation for the sentence? سعود, the media, which is known as the fourth pillar of democracy, has a huge impact on society. Now, let's look at the second one. سهام, بالتأكيد. What do you think بالتأكيد is? Okay, it means of course. Let's have a look. Siham, of course, there are positive as well as negative effects. My lovely students, we have finished with our reading comprehension exercise. Now we will move on to our grammar part, which is prepositions. We will be learning the prepositions of place and the prepositions of time. We use different prepositions for each. Prepositions of place. We can see over here together that we have 4 different prepositions: at, in, on, and by. What do we use at for? Home, school, university, work, the bus stop, house number. For example, they live at 23 Oxford Street. The second example is my father is at work, or my father is at the bus stop. What about in? When we use in, we use it for cities, towns, and countries. For example, he lives in Kuwait City. We're talking about in Kuwait City. On. We use on for street numbers, road numbers, and the floor. It means the apartment. He lives on Cairo Street. We live on the 2nd floor. Our 4th preposition is by. By is when we use what kind of transportation. For example, bus, taxi, car, plane, train, ship, boat, air, or sea. For example, he goes to school by bus. We prefer to travel by plane. Let's move on to our prepositions of time. Now, please pay attention to these 3 different prepositions, which are at, in, and on. Sometimes lots of students get mixed up with them. So please, while I'm teaching you, take notes. At, we use it for at 1 o'clock, which is time. at 8:15, at night, at midnight, at noon, at the weekend. Now, in, what do we use in for? We use in the morning, in the afternoon, in the evening. What about months? We use in for months, only months. In July, in March, in April. In summer, we use it also for the seasons, in summer, in spring, in winter, in autumn. And we have years as well. We use in for years, only saying a year. For example, in 1991, in 1992, in the 20th century. When we use on, make sure not to get mixed up between in and on, because on, we also have dates and months, but in, we do not have a date. We only have months, separate months. On, we use it for Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, which are the days of the week. On March 2nd. See the difference. When we say in March, we cannot say in March 2nd. When we use a date with the month, we use on. On March 2nd. On holiday. On birthdays. Let's do some examples over here. We have an exercise. I want you to fill in the blanks using in, on, to, at, and by. Let's go through the sentence together. First sentence, I'll see you. 21st July. What did we say? Here, it's talking about what? About time, right? What do we use? Is it in, on, or at? What do you think? When I said when we have a date and a month, we use? Correct, we use on. I'll see you on 21st July. Second sentence, the author died 1971. When we talk about a single year without a month, or sorry, without a date, what do we use? On or? Yes, correct, in. The author died in 1971. Let's have a look at the third sentence. I live Kuwait City. I live what? I live in, I live on Kuwait City, I live to Kuwait City, I live at Kuwait City, or by Kuwait City. What do we use by for? We said transportation, correct? And at? For time. So what do you think? I live in Kuwait City. Fantastic. Who has got it right? I'm going to the airport. Night. What do you think? Have a look at the options above. What do we have? In, on, to, at, and by. I'm going to the airport by night, or I'm going to the airport at night. Yes, it's at night. She always comes to school. Bus. What did we say? She's what? She's saying that she's going, okay, she's using a transportation, correct? So what do you think? Which one is about transportation from the above? In, on, to, at, or by? Correct, it is by. Fantastic for those who have tried these sentences all by themselves. As you can see, my lovely students, we have come to an end. I hope you have benefited from our lesson today. As you can see, we have covered our focus on in our students' book, which is reading comprehension and prepositions. I hope to see you in further episodes. Thank you for watching and have a nice day.